So, for a few days now, I've been trying to calculate the probability of the rarest possible traveling merchant. It's been rather interesting. Certainly it is one of the more complicated Terraria mechanics I've tried to explain. This video I'll be showing a short snippet of trivia from that journey that I think might be interesting. This little mechanic means that the traveling merchant might be the source of the rarest event in Terraria, one that can be up to infinitely rare. Yeah, so what is this event? You see, when the traveling merchant tries to fill one of his shop slots with items, it rolls individual items to fill those slots. Specifically, every possible item is assigned a rarity proportional to its rarity tier. That would be 1/100 for common, 1/200 for rare, and all the way up to 1/600 for extraordinarily rare, and all of those items are individually rolled. If any item succeeds its roll, then the item goes on to fill the traveling merchant slot and you see it in the shop slot for sale. If multiple items succeed in their roll, then the one that rolls last takes precedence, since it overrides stuff that comes before it. However, if no items succeed or the item rolls a duplicate, then the game will re-roll every item until eventually one or multiple valid items succeed the rolls and fill the slot accordingly. This system works pretty well at filling traveling merchant slots, even if it does make calculating probabilities hell, but that's for my next video. What we care about for this video is the whole slot reroll mechanic. Specifically, we note that this reroll mechanic has no cap. Within a traveling merchant, there are 3 different kinds of slots. The first slot is the hard mode rare slot. In hard mode, this slot is guaranteed to always sell an item from the rare tier or higher, which is nice. The middle slots are the main item slots. These can be filled with any item and are your standard slots under standard probabilities. Then, lastly, we have our dedicated painting slot, which is the only slot that can fill with paintings. It carries paintings of any type, and means that the merchant will always be selling one painting. Now, you might be wondering what all of this has to do with the slot reroll infinite probability thing. Well, it has to do with limits, or lack thereof. You see, the hard mode rare slot will attempt to reroll up to 4,400 times if no items within it succeed their individual rolls. If more than 4,400 rerolls happen in this slot, it will automatically fill with either a Code 2, Code 1, or Orange Zappinator, which are the last rare tier items to roll. The painting slot is also pretty similar. It will attempt to reroll up to 4,200 times if no paintings within it succeed their individual rolls. If more than 4,200 rerolls happen in this slot, it will automatically fill with Yuma the Blue Tiger, which is the last common tier painting to roll. But unlike these 2 special slot types, the main item slots don't have any reroll cap at all. They will attempt to reroll infinitely, trying over and over until an item finally succeeds its roll and populates the slot. Now, in practice, this difference doesn't matter. The chance of a traveling merchant slot failing to roll any individual items, even after 4,400 tries, is roughly 5.3 times 10 to the power of negative 659, assuming neutral luck, which is a Google times rarer than the chance for my last rarest event video. The infinite rerolls versus 4,000 retries thing is purely a figment of the code. But given that there are infinite possible rerolls in the slot allowed, we can get pretty crazy with our numbers in the theoretical world, which is what we are doing. For example, the chance of a slot needing to reroll 10,000 times to get a single successful item roll is roughly 8 times 10 to the power of negative 1,497, 1,000 orders of magnitude rarer than my last rarest event video. If it takes 1,000,000 rerolls to get a single successful item roll, then that chance goes to the 10 to the power of negative 149,000 range. It is theoretically possible, if astronomically unlikely, that Terraria could freeze up and stop responding from trying to reroll a single traveling merchant slot. I mean, if we are unlucky enough to require 1,000,000,000 rerolls to fill that slot, given the time it would take to compute 1,000,000,000 rerolls, the game might just lock up and freeze. The amount of possible rerolls is up to infinite, and thus the rarest event possible in Terraria is crashing the game from computing traveling merchant slot rerolls. As long as the game can run, there can always be more slot rerolls that can be failed, and thus a rarer theoretical streak of probability. So, what is the chance of the rarest event/occurrence in Terraria? Well, how many slot rerolls do you think the game can fail in a row before it crashes? I'll be making a video on the actual tangible rarest traveling merchant sometime soon. That one is a lot more complex than this one, since there are a lot more mechanics involved than just slot rerolls, so stay tuned for that one. Thank you to the Terraria help community for helping me work out the traveling merchant probabilities for both this video and the upcoming one. It was very helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing if you also want to see more of my future creations, past ones of which you can see here on the left and right. Either way though, thank you for watching, and good day, and goodbye. See you next week.